What's up, guys? Welcome to another video today about HTML. Today we're going to be talking about comments in HTML, so HTML comments. So I'm using this W3 Schools little overview here, w3schools.com, to show you what a comment is, and then we'll write some and I show you how I use them in like practical situations. But what comments are in HTML is they're just what they sound like. They're comments that you can write out and as like little notes to yourself or other developers, and they won't show up on the actual web page that you build. So they're pretty useful, especially when if you're working in teams of multiple developers on complicated stuff that requires HTML and CSS. You can write a comment and kind of let them know what you did or what's going on with a piece of code if it's hard to understand. And comments are also like pretty much in every language they have a way to comment. So PHP, JavaScript, Java, every language has comments so that you can write notes to yourself and other developers. But this is how you do it in HTML. So the syntax for comments is a less than symbol, an exclamation, 2 dashes, and then the closing is 2 dashes and a greater than symbol. And then in between, you can write all your comments, okay? So I'm going to go open up my Visual Studio Code here. And we'll write some comments out, and then I'll show you how I use them in like real life situations. So I'm going to open up a new file here and name it 8-comments.html. And then I'll put my boilerplate code up here. And I'll title my page HTML comments. And then I'm going to go ahead and launch my HTML page. And so if you're in Visual Studio Code or any kind of text editor, there's usually a shortcut to make comments instead of typing out this syntax here. And on Visual Studio Code, you can hit the Control button and the question mark. The question mark button, and it'll make a comment. So hold Control and type a question mark, and you'll get a comment. And if you hold it and hit it again, it'll disappear. And then if you're on Mac, it's Command and question mark. It does the same thing. It'll just generate a comment for you super fast. So that's the comment syntax. And then you can make it like you can write like a comment. So I'll write my comment here. And then you can also make like a big multi-line comment if you want. Because again, these aren't showing up in the page at all. So we can go to our page and save this. And we made a comment and it doesn't show up here because it's just a comment. So it's not going to be rendered onto the page. And then you can also make big multi-line comments like, this code is for the navigation area. You could say something like that. Pretend like if you're like building a web page, and you can leave that for yourself or for another developer. If there's a bunch of HTML and stuff there, you can label it. When I use comments, I sometimes I'll use them when I'm building like big pages on a team, or you can use comments as like notes. So if you've been taking this whole course, this free course on HTML I have, and we've been making like different course files for each subject. Like what you can do is you can literally like write out all the HTML that you're doing with me and then like make a comment. So if we go over like image tags, you can like make this your notes area and be like, just, like write a note. So I'll put like a dash and be like, image tags are self closing. And then I can go down and then make another little note and say like image tags require a src attribute. And then I could be like, write another one, be like image tag. Image tag syntax. And just like write out an image tag, img src equals, stuff like that. You can like make little notes for yourself. And then actually, like, this is how I would learn when I was learning how to code. I took a free course like this one on YouTube, just like I'm making now. and I would write notes on each little lesson that I was doing. And then I would like write my actual code. So then I would write like an image tag and write out code. So can do it that way. The most practical way that you'll use comments, like I said, is if you're like building a web page. So to show you what I mean here, I'll pull up like an actual design in a design file. And I actually have, this is a project that I actually built on another video from a website called Front End Mentor. And you can see this is like a landing page. This is like a real landing page design, right? So I could basically structure my whole HTML page if I wanted to and put comments over everything to let you know what was going on. So let's say this top part here is the nav area or header area. So I could, if I was making like a brand new page, I could be like, I could put a comment and just put like header start, and then below it I'm going to just copy paste that code with that comment code, hit header end, and then in here I'll write all my header code. I'll put like the actual semantic header tag, and I'll put I'll start like actually building the header out. So if we go back at the design, we'll see that it starts out with like these two little navigation links at the top of the page. So I'd make like a nav ULLIA. Let's put a placeholder in there. And what's the first link is like a logo image, and it says work it. So I'll just write out work it for now because I don't have that image. Okay. And then the second one says, we'll copy this down. And there's another link here that says, oops, apply for access. Okay, we can do that. So let's get rid of that. Okay. Put apply for access here. Okay. Oops. Put it in the LI. It goes right here. Apply for access. Okay. So there's our link area and our navs. And then I would use CSS to style that up to make it look like the design, but I'm not going to do that here. And then, but let's say like the next section of the website after the header is this area where there's like features listed. So I can say, okay, that's going to be, our next section is going to be features. So I'm going to I'll go down here and make a comment. Say features section start, and then copy feature sections end. And I used to do this a lot. I don't really honestly use comments like this too much anymore because I've built so many hundreds of pages that I can read my code or most other people's code and pretty much know what it means, especially when it's just HTML and CSS. Comments like this, comments are going to be more common when you're dealing with like actual JavaScript and actual programming, because that code there's like a million ways to do things in programming and everybody has their own style. So like comments come in more handy when you're trying to explain complicated JavaScript to somebody more than when you're trying to explain it just an HTML page. But this really helped me out in the beginning, like really separating out my HTML so it was super easy to read. But anyway, I'll say that was my feature section, and then I would make like a section, give it the ID of features, and then all my features would go there. And then what's next after that? This is like the founder area. So let's see if you guys can see this here. Zoom this in for you. We'll call this like the founder area. It says, hi, I'm Louis Graham. I'm the founder. So then I would make another section below that. I could just copy this. We'll say all my founder section code is going to go here. So let's say founder section start, founder section end, ID of founder. Okay. So just stuff like that. You can use comments to separate out your HTML, make it look really nice and readable if you want. But yeah, so anyway, that's basically it for comments in HTML. That's just the syntax. You can use it for notes or for whatever you want to use it for, and it'll help you out. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a great day.